Hello, this is Leo Monge for the PM challenge. So received here the assessment. Let me open it. Oh, here. Now this is a clean email account that I use for testing, so I don't have too many things to bother other people. Showing my clock, it's 15:01 in Buenos Aires. I don't have anything, as you can see, and I'm using a laptop. Okay. Classic software Scrum. Okay. Confluence. Yes. Okay. Perfect. 2 week in hours. Okay, so we have right no DevOps. Now, okay, no designers, and the team, right? Okay, let's use it. This climate. Something like this could work. As for the setup, there are many things that I will do now. First of all, let me accesses. I could add my own account, as I said before, which I use for testing for many years now. Then I would add the whole team, as it's pasted in here. But anyway, I think they will do a trick. Of course, I can't edit because it's a free account. Issue types. This is something that you usually configure even in other project management softwares. For bugs, this is a different story. I will not do it for bugs. I will do it for story. Things that I like to add is on top of labels, I put here device. This is if it's a web, Android, or web or iOS. People, the reviewer. We'll go at the end. Of course, the due date, start date. For the sake of this exercise, I think the device is not needed. But anyways, this is what I usually do when I start a new project. There's another date, which is the close date, which should be the due date, but it never is. The close date should be after the reviewer. There's another one, which is definition of done. It depends on the company, of course. Definition of done. I usually write things such as tests are passed. and the other one, all documentation in place. This is cool. Let's close that. Let's put it in here with the reviewer, and if it meets not the criteria. For bugs is a different story, as I said before, but it's not part of the test. Then here, issue navigator is important, estimation is in time, and releases. That's it. I think that's pretty much it. Let me check. Yep, that's it for now. Here I usually use in testing. This is a middle step between in progress and done, which I use a lot. Should never have a meeting, a review or retrospective meeting with things in testing. It's just for me to check that we moved some task from in progress to a normal or an almost finished issue. Oh, here we're missing a lot of things. Let's see. Where's okay, I need to forget one. No, wait. No features. This one, reports. So since things will be in time, we will make good use of all this in due time, of course. But I think it's pretty much everything that I need to do for this to work. No, not yet. We could use a version and we could create the epics. So before we start with that, let's create the project page. This one, let's create a new space, which is flying cars. In home, what I usually do, and I think it's really important to do it before we meet the team or start, is to have everything ready for them. So a good overview is key. We could of course make it more beautiful, but I don't think it's needed this time. Overview. Oh, okay, let's lose the format. No, sorry, this wasn't it. This was it. Okay. Let's close it. Let's close everything that we don't need to use, so we have good track of things. Then we have client's information. Skynet is blah 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 blah. Then we have client's contact information, a team. So who's the PM? Name, email, phone if needed. I don't think so. Then we have technologies and resources. Everything is brought upon, so I don't need to use anything other than Slack, Google Meet, and then we have a repository, could be GitLab, and then tag from a client. Let us put here the deadline or scope, let's say scope of the work. It's 5 weeks, and then we can put, I don't know, 27th of February. 24. This works. So now we can make it a little bit more beautiful. Also, we need to present our team. Our team, and then we can paste everything here. Oh, they have yes, they have different. Again, I work a lot with the US, so I'm familiar with time, though I don't remember if it's something with winter time. Or what I do know is Pacific is the worst in terms of hours behind. So let's Google it and see where they are. Here, of course, we have name, role, email. Well, you get the gist. So let's put EST to Argentina time. So EST is 2 behind. CST, yes, 3. And PST 5 behind. So what I need to do is to set up the meetings accordingly, and I think that the guy who will have the worst time will be this one. So the earliest, let's say that his shift starts at 9. The earliest that I can put a meeting would be at 14 my time, which will be 12 and 11 for this guy. So when we set up the meetings, which I will do after this, I will use that criteria to handle the meetings. So this is pretty much, and this is important to add, for example, my case is GMT -1, for example. No? I'm not going to use CST because I understand that in my case it will be my time, but I'm well aware that of this level of detail. In case this is important, we still have to convey on this guy for his 9, which will be 11 for this one, 12 for this one and 11 for this one, which is okay. It's a good time for them, but in my case it's mine 3. So let's update home. Let's add a few more documents which are cool to do. Sprint planning. For sprint 1, we will have too many, so splash it. We'll use the same layout. Second one will be everything that the tech lead will use, which is software architecture review. Architecture review. This again will be an updated document, which doesn't need too many versions. Third, we have the review and retrospective. That I will not add it because then I will have to link it. I will do it after we finish the first sprint. And then this is an empty one that I use for dailies. The way that I conduct them is when we have a daily, I put the date, say for example 29th of December, and then I add my notes, and then the 30th, and goes on and on and on. It doesn't need too many versions. One is more than enough. So now we can send the invitations. I will close it. Documents are in place. If I go here to the project pages, I should have now an overview and 2 more documents that are already created. Yeah, okay. There are 3 more documents. That's fine, and we will have 1 more at the end, which will come soon. So, what else? Clock again. Send out the invitations. So I said a 2 Google Meet conference, add all the guests including the sponsor. Here I will put the sprint, the first one that we decided, which is the sprint planning for sprint 1. Actually I could use this feature to repeat every 2 weeks. For the sake of this exercise, I will not do it. And then every day we have the data stand-up meetings, which again I could use the same feature. One thing that comes to my mind right now is that if we have meetings with the client, it could be good to move this forward and put here meeting with client. I think that way we could start the sprint planning with some feedback. And finally, we have another thing that we will do here. I usually do it on Fridays, which is the sprint review and overview. Retrospective or overview, as you wish. Retrospective. So we save it. It could take even a little bit more time, doesn't matter, but I try to split the meeting in two. When we finish the first one, we start the next one. Fridays is a little bit better, so we can start fresh on Monday. But this is basically what I would do. And here, of course, all the dailies in which I will finally check on the sheet, on this board. I think that pretty much does it. Let's add the dates now that we are from the 1st to the 12th. This is cool. What else? Let's create the epics. 2 epics. So the way that I see it is that we can add 2 parts or 2 epics, one related to the front and one related to the back. The one is the driving part, and the other one is the comfort or the interior of the car. Those and things could be shared. I think that what we could do is split it in 2. So this epic could be called navigation controls, and the other one comfort controls. That could be great. We could create a new version here. Yes, we could use this one. There you go. So now we have everything a little bit more tidier, because if not, it's not that good. So we need to add information here. So of course I can't start the sprint for many reasons, but anyways, in case we need to start it, we will start it and then make it go. Usually, since I don't simulate things, I don't know how this will work, but anyways, in case that we have to start the sprint, this will be the place to do it. So we have to add many things here. First of all, the start date would be, as I said, the 1st, and the last one would be, the last day would be 12. Original estimate, we said it's 8 hours, so I would say it's 8 by 5 for 80 hours, so it's 2 weeks. Time tracking will be tracked fixed version. We use the one that we created, which is great, and we need to add some details. In order to do that, we could do this and see what fits and what doesn't. I will close this. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna use it again. Just leave it there. Documentation, I think we can close it for now. So everything related to the navigation, this is not related to navigation, but of course we could add some more detail on what this epic should do, which will be in the stories, but this provides a bit of a background. And then for the second part, we will do exactly the same thing. But in this case, everything related to navigations. This is information that will suffice. No. There you go. This is good. No labels as if we didn't assign any. So version states 2 weeks. Fixed version, the one that we just created, which is not released, but it's in here. That's it for the epics. Now we need to create the issues. I will create it in here. So first one, it's 2 epics and 4 well-written stories. I'm not so sure if it's 4 for each or in total. I will write 4 just in case, and acceptance criteria for a few of them. So start. As a car driver, I want to drive manually to my destination. Why I did it this way? Because I think that it could be great if I go automatically or not. So I think this will suffice. We will put the details later. as a car driver, I want to do what? Well, of course I could be taken out of mostly to my destination. So this will cover the part of manual or not. Airspeed and altitude. Okay. As a car driver, I want to change airspeed. As a car driver, I want to change altitude. I think I'm missing the E. Yes. We will put the rest of the things later. Some of them will be in bulk and some others will not. Let's create another issue for the second part of the epics. So, audio system, interior climate, doors and lights. Okay. As a car driver, I want to use control the audio system. As a car driver, I want to control the doors, lights. What was it? Interior climate. As a car driver, I want to control the doors. As a car driver, I want to control the lights. So now we can do some things. Let's finish this part before we do the manual, the massive change. First of all, we assign the epics. This is comfort, this is comfort, this is comfort, this is comfort, this is navigation. And this happens because there's a bug. F5. No, sorry, I forgot. Yes, you see that some are off. I forgot something. This now not off. The other one was off for some reason. I don't know. This is okay, but I believe I can do some color change there. There's the bug again. Let's go 5. There you go. Okay, so let's write some stories, some acceptance criteria. So the way that I do it is I put acceptance criteria. I will not write for all of them. I think that it's not needed, but let's write a few, and some will have maybe more. So I think get the gist and not spend too much time in creativity. I'm going to control the lights. Should be able to change the lights, lights on and off using the 2 devices. And what was the other one? Voice command. The other one should be able to change the shades of white between, I don't really remember what are the lumens that should be acceptable for driving safe lines, but anyways, it's in lumens, pretty sure, no, absolutely sure it's in lumens. Then I could, what else? Should be able to change the brightness between XX y lumens. Again, this could be a nice acceptable thing. Original estimate, I think it was 1 day. Yes. Fixed version, assign it in here. I will then show it how I do it massively, but anyways, I think this will cover it. Definition of done, as you can see, I have now the 2 checks, which is cool. If they are both checked, we can close it. And who is the reviewer? It could be me, for example. This is information that we can put later, not now, because we haven't even started the sprint. The start date, we can't say that as of now, because we haven't started the sprint again. Again, the original estimate will be 1 day. Wait, there we go. Acceptable, what's the acceptance criteria? To control the doors. Doors should be able to be opened and closed using both devices or app, whatever, and voice command. Speed of automatic closing and opening should take, let's do the other way around. We use the time, and then from there we calculate the speed based on the distance, because each model will probably have a different distance. So we can put and define one criteria, which is 3 seconds. If you have 2, you can calculate the other, because the distance is the angle in this case. Since there are 4 or 5 models, I don't remember, probably they have different sizes. That could be great. No, wait, I think somewhere. Should be able to override automatic closing, opening upon hand touching upon, yes, driver's hand in handle, I don't know, something like that. So that you don't walk with it, you don't run with it, you just stop the automatic part if I hit it and push it by myself. That could be a nice criteria. Of course, it's a nice to have, but anyways. Another criteria we could put here, criteria should be able to control interior climate using any device as voice control, should be able to control the fan speed using the same minimum of, I think, 18 or 19 degrees to maximum of 26, I think, something like that. We could do some Googling, but that defines it. What else? Well, we can put some other types. Let's add one more. Audio system. But you basically get the gist that I can do it for any story as I want, but just not to waste too much time for everyone. Certain criteria. I'll show the clock again, just in case. Probably is half an hour right now. I don't know. Yeah, 28 minutes. Perfect. I don't think I'm gonna use this anymore for formatting. Accepting criteria for this one will be control the audio system through both devices plus voice command. Should be able to link with Spotify using dashboard. Should be able to use offline music from Android and iOS. And that's it. Well, need things to do. We need to put the estimates for all of them and the versions. $8 hours or 1 day, doesn't matter, fixed version. So that pretty much covers it. How I would do it. Not gonna waste too much time on adding many more details, because I think that you can see how what's my proposal. That's it. Then we could possibly check here the timeline. Everything is working fine. This is the first sprint. We have here all the stories for each one of the epics. One thing that we do here using this is some massive change. I'm gonna show it just because of the version part. Let's assign this account, who will be one of the guys in the team. So we do this massively, and the other thing is this one. That's it for now. Not sent in any way. Done. So now if I go to any, this test is assigned, and the version, I didn't put it because it was fixed version, maybe because it's not the same thing. Sorry, it's one thing is this version, and the other one, this is the one that I configured. This is the one that I wanted to edit, actually. 5. Oh wait, I think I'm sending them to the wrong place. Yes, I'm sending it to the wrong place. Out. They disappear from the backlog. Let's not use this then. There you go. Not to the fixed version, just have it in there. So now we have the client. We have the sprint planning here. Of course, the client was met before. Then we decide what things we're going to include in the sprint. I think it covers everything. Now let's run the first sprint then. Let's close it. F5 to refresh. There you go. I like it much more than. Start the sprint. We said that we wanted to do it custom made because of we are in the future. Not February, sorry, 12. There you go. So now our sprint is there. We can complete it afterwards. What we are going to do is this guy assigns himself this ticket. He starts the first. Since it's 8 hours, we'll do it for the next day. That's what he's going to do. For the sake of this exercise, I'm not going to edit them all because it will be a super waste of time, but basically it should be 1 day, 1 task, 1 day, 1 task, or 1 day, 2 tasks, etc. So let's say this guy finishes his test, his task. He goes here. He tells me, Leo, this is done. Okay, let's review it. Let's review it together. So we both are in here. Maybe we could do some tester or QA in between. Then, yes, all tests are passed. The documentation is in place. It's something that he should probably add there as a note if there's something relevant in there, or something that we need to update. And then we close it the same date, because the due date was the next one. So, and how much time did it took to do it? Yeah, well, it took me, I don't know, 8 hours. Oh, perfect. So this is done, and this is complete. Now it's really done. For the sake of the exercise, I will not do the same thing for all of them. You can get the gist, but we will do this. We start moving them using the same criteria. Before we go here, we won't have any in testing. We won't have any in testing. This is just for me to check. Check the timeline. Will probably be at the end of the sprint. So invited to have the people in here who are in charge of this. Well, guys, this is it. Let's complete it. So what happens with the other one? Let's move it to the, in this case, let's move it to the next sprint. And yes, create the retrospective that I said before. So we can create it. We can send it to anyone that we want, or in case we don't want to do it that way, we could put it in flying cars, which is the one that we created. And that's it. Now let's go to the pages. There you go. All documentation in place. Backlog for the next sprint. Probably we could add a new version if this is released. So we can release it from here. We create a version, we send it, and that's done. So one of the things that was sprint progress is on dailies, as I said. We define there what we're going to do with each one of the tasks. Of course, we ask the rest of the team if they have some things or problems or something that could arise. Then what I usually do is on Wednesday we try to have everything complete. I try to have, if this something like probably have too many pieces and need to fit it together, do it everything for Wednesday so we can test it on Wednesday or Thursday, and on Thursday fix the bugs. Some things that could happen is that, for example, let's say I start the second sprint, right? Anyways, doesn't matter for this exercise, but problem that we have is that sometimes we have one issue that is completely done, this one, and then we found a bug. So what I do is bug on, I don't know if it's after the 12th, because of the first sprint, say we found the bug on the 16th of January 2024, bug, whatever. Original close date, it was, I don't know, whatever was it, probably, or sprint 1. So now this is not done anymore. It goes to in progress, and yes, it needs to be fixed as up, and yes, we will have, yes, of course, we will have some issues there need to be assigned or not during a daily for this sprint. The reason why this happened is because we have problems with the dates, but you already know that because I showed it that we started and closed it beforehand, and this next spring is kind of weird in comparison to this. Anyways, this is how I determine what to do and get projects back on track. Then there's another thing that I didn't show, are the reports. Since we put some things with time, this works, we can have some good information in here, but of course this is not real information, and we should probably have some tasks that probably can take much more than was estimated. Instead of thinking that it will take 8 hours every day, it takes much more, and then some things are left behind, like this one, the first two, the ones that couldn't fit into the first sprint. We just wanted to make my point there that sometimes it does happen that we found things later on the exercise. I don't know if I'm missing something, because that's pretty much the whole thing. Yes, this creates your filter. For filters, easy. Done and by a developer. So the assignee will be this guy, and the status should be done. Then we save the filter. Yes, done by Leo test. Let's make it not private, for example, or the group, maybe, whatever. And then we save it. So if I go here, I will find yes, and it will filter them. And if I don't like it, I just go to all filters, delete, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Communication in place. Of course, one of the things that I mentioned many times is that in the sprint and the retrospective, you write things down, how the project is going, etc. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for the opportunity. We'll upload it right now.